Hello and welcome back to a brand new video where today we will be analysing and predicting how Jesse Marsch will line up against Leicester this weekend. Before we get into that though, as always, you know what's coming. Like the video, please like the video, subscribe to this channel. I've got a few subscribers joining from the last Jesse Marsch video, so thank you very much. If you've not subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out. It gets the videos out there more. So does liking the video. So thank you very much. And on we go. So if you take just a quick Google search on Jesse Marsch's tactics, you will see that he has used a fair few formations in the past. Some of them have worked better for him than others have. But what we do know is that he does adjust his tactics and his formations according to what team he's playing. From his press conference today, he did say that he has been training and working with the Leeds players in one formation this week. He's not telling us what that formation is, which is sensible. He doesn't want to give anything away too soon. But this video is going to be speculating on what that formation will be that we see Leeds United lining up in on Saturday against Leicester. He did say the players are very versatile and very adaptable, which we did know already. So we might see his preferred style coming in a little sooner than we thought. Before we get into the formations, injury news that he said about Phillips and Cooper, they're not there just yet. They are on the pitch, they're on the grass with the guys, which is a good sign. It's good progression. They're not there just yet, however. The Leicester game will be a bit too soon for them. Speaking of Phillips, Jesse did say that he wanted Calvin to take a bigger role in the squad when he was talking about leadership players like Dallas, like Ayling, like Cooper. Does this mean that he is going to be preparing Phillips to become Leeds United captain? I'd love to see it. I know you'd all love to see it. The boy from Leeds becomes Leeds United captain in the Premier League. That's something that I'm sure Calvin has dreamt about for years. I don't think it would happen this season. I think he has already said he doesn't want to change too much too soon. So I'd imagine Liam Cooper would stick as the captain until the end of the season. But maybe at the start of next season, praying we're still in the Premier League, Calvin could be the captain. And maybe that would be a little incentive to keep him at the club a bit longer as well. It also shows that Jesse Marsch, he gets what's going on at Leeds United. He knows that Calvin means a lot to the fans. He knows that the club and the city means a lot to Calvin. It's just a shame that he won't be playing against Leicester. However, Patrick Bamford, I'm sure you all saw the photos and the videos this morning. Patrick Bamford is back on the grass, doing rondos, taking part in training, and he did say that he is very close. He might make the bench on Saturday against Leicester, or he might need a couple more days. But all going well, he could be starting against Aston Villa on Thursday next week, and he might make a brief cameo against Leicester. Who knows? We shall see how that one works out. Diego Llorente is touch and go for the game against Leicester. He was in and out of the team in the last couple of games. So in these lineups that I am predicting, I have not included him. I'm only including players that will definitely be available as of the time of recording. He did say also that there have been a couple of people working through injuries. We know that Dallas has been playing through a couple of injuries this season. Bielsa said that in previous press conferences. But he didn't say who they were. So I'm just going to presume that everyone on this list and on these team sheets are fit and ready to go. Young players, he pointed out, Joffrey, Creswell and Somerville. We all knew that they were the bright stars of the under-23s. Players we've known have a little something. He said they've been good and they work hard. He just needs to get to know them a bit more to understand their qualities properly. So maybe we won't see Gelhardt start at the weekend. I know that's something we've wanted for a long time. Maybe we will. On to the formations. Jesse Marsch's most famous, most well-known formation is the 4-2-2-2 or the 4-2-2-2. And realistically, this is the most different formation to what they know from Bielsa. It's very narrow. There's no wingers. There's a double pivot in midfield and there is 2 strikers up top. People have speculated that this is the formation that he will go with at the weekend against Leicester. And this is how I would line up if we were to go with that formation. I think the back 4 at the moment picks itself. Luke Ayling, Robin Koch, Pascal Struijk and Junior Firpo. That's the only debatable one. I think we'd need Stuart Dallas in the defensive midfield position next to Adam Forshaw. So that means Firpo will be playing at left back. Rafinha and Jack Harrison in the narrow attacking midfield positions. People have said we've wanted to see Rafinha in the number 10 for a long time. I feel like Jack Harrison would be better to adapt in that inside role more than Dan James would. And then obviously Rodrigo and Joe Gelhardt up top. Up next we have the 4-2-3-1. Slightly more familiar to what we've seen Leeds play without Calvin Phillips in the side. It has wingers, which is what the Leeds team are currently more used to. It has the one up top. So this could be the lineup that he goes with if, as he said, he doesn't want to shake things up too much too soon and starting to slowly adapt to his tactics. This could also give them more of a focus on the zonal marking aspect and the ball pressing instead of the man pressing, and then slowly bring in the new formations as we get to grips with those different tactics. So the goalkeeper, defence and midfield remain the same as the last formation, and the attacking 4 also remain the same, just Rodrigo has dropped back into the attacking midfield position, which he has played and more recently been okay at with his link-up play. But with a natural striker up front instead of Dan James, we could see more success come off with that one. Now the 4-3-1-2. This was his other favoured formation at Salzburg alongside the 4-2-2-2. This one goes back to the 2 strikers up front. There's no wingers. It is a very narrow formation, but a more familiar 3 in midfield with the defensive mid sitting a bit further back. Now again, the defence is the same. We haven't got that many options at the moment in defence, so that's going to stick the same. Forshaw drops into the defensive mid. Dallas and Click together in the centre midfield roles. Rafinha in the attacking mid, number 10 position with, again, Rodrigo and Gelhardt up front. Something fairly different to what Leeds are used to. The 4-3-2-1, or as I like to call it, the Christmas tree formation. Look at that, it makes a nice Christmas tree shape. This was used at Salzburg when they normally played against better quality opposition in the Champions League or the Europa League. Again, no wingers in this one, but you have got 2 attacking midfielders. So like we saw in the 4-2-2-2, Rafinha and Jack Harrison are there, and Rodrigo up front by himself in his more natural position. Now finally, this is an adaptation of the 4-2-2-2 instead with wingers. So it does kind of leave the number 10 area empty, but you could also have one of the strikers drop back when we don't have the ball and create a 4-2-3-1 as we've seen. But when we go on the attack, it creates the 4-2-2-2 wide. This is how I think he would go against Leicester to start of get his ideals and tactics across, but not change things up too much, where you keep the wide players, but you also get the double pivot and the 2 up front, which is what he does like. And for this, one change I have made is Dan James at left wing instead of Jack Harrison. Jack Harrison's form might change now that there's a different manager in, a different set of ideals, a different voice. But I think if you're playing a pressing style, you need someone like Dan James, because his pace, his speed, he would just never stop running as we've seen in recent games. Maybe if he didn't want to use Joe Gelhardt straight away, you could put Jack Harrison next to Rodrigo up front. I'm not a big fan of that personally. I would love to see Joe Gelhardt. But this is all speculation. He's not said what tactics he's going to use. But he did highlight Rodrigo in his press conference alongside Dallas and Forshaw. So I think they are 3 names that would definitely be on the team sheet. Now let me know what you thought of those lineups, those formations. Let me know what formation you would play against Leicester. Let me know what you think he will play against Leicester, whether he'll go straight in with the 4-2-2-2, the narrow version, or whether he'll slowly adjust. Maybe he'd play the 4-1-4-1 still. I don't see it happening. I think there will be the double pivot and the two up front. As always, like the video, comment your thoughts, as I just said. Subscribe to the channel, please subscribe. I'm so close to getting 150 subscribers. I'd love to hit that by the end of next week. Maybe that's a bit ambitious. But thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.